Be cool, Daddy-O. Because hell is a musical, hell is a musical. Musical, musical hell. Stuck with Travolta and other people that you hate, but you have to do it anyway. Stuck in musical, musical, musical hell. With Lilz and Scott.
Your heart is what it is. You stood in the hallway staring back. Ooh.
Hello and welcome to Hell is a Musical, where the road to hell is paved with choreographed and razzmatazz intentions. I'm Scott.
And I cut myself on a box of grapes today.
She did.
So many centuries of human evolution, decades and decades of learning. I, a responsible adult, and there I go, cutting my finger on a box of grapes.
But one day those box of grapes will be California raisins and they'll sing Heard It Through the Grapevine.
I'd much rather they sing "Hurt"
Yeah, I'm
because
pretty
because that's certainly what they did to me.
No, those were grapes, not raisins.
They know what they did.
So, what did we watch?
We watched Hearts Beat Loud, the 2018 American comedy drama music film directed by Brett Haley, and not the porn version Hearts Beat Lewd.
Ew. Anyways, I was going to say Hearts Beat Loud, the Matt and Kim story. And we watched it with Maggie Noel of Rock Candy.
Bow, 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 former Rock Candy. Excuse me, vintage Rock Candy. We're no longer like, we're in syndication now.
Yeah, but when the show's in syndication, it's literally just the name of the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, you just
Now
get
I'm
the
just-
residuals.
Now I'm just a bum covered in cats.
Lucky.
This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, I watched it 3 times this week. It snuck into my top 10 now because it's just I love this film. So, was this your first time, both of you?
Yeah, I had heard of it. I just never got around to watching it until you told me to.
It's my first time watching it. Like, I feel like I was aware of it because I've seen that poster up at like the Luna Theater. Like,
I have that poster
all the
from the
time.
Luna now.
Oh wow.
Yep.
And having seen
Right.
it, I feel like it sort of connected to me maybe a little too hard. As a similarly failed musician, and as someone who also recently lost a beloved record store in Lowell, R.I.P. Vinyl Destination.
Wait, I didn't know that. Vinyl.
Oh yeah, they closed down a while ago.
Oof. Oh
This
no.
is hell of a time to tell me now. All right, podcast over.
Scott needs time to mourn. We'll come back next week.
No, because I didn't.
I hurt myself today.
On grapes.
That was part of the reason why I loved going to Mill Number 5. Was because that in the Luna Theater. The Luna Theater's okay, right, Lils?
Yeah,
Please tell me the Luna Theater's okay.
Luna Theater is fine.
If it makes you feel any better, our two Albany-centric independent movie theaters both closed down within 2 weeks of each other, and I'm very upset because I finally moved within a mile of both, and I can't go to them.
One of the cheap movie theaters down the street from us is closing next week.
Yeah, I can't with this shit.
Yeah,
I can't
It's heartbreaking.
because I ain't going to Regal. Can't pay me.
AMC just off screen like, you so got me, guys.
No, I don't want to eat popcorn out of an Ecto One or a Ghost Trap.
Or a Dune Worm.
I was gonna say, did they do the Dune Worm?
I have the Dune Worm.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Gross. But anyways, getting back to Hearts Beat Loud. Yes, I saw this movie 3 times in theaters. Once was on my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
and twice at the Luna. So I love this film. I think Nick Offerman is so goddamn good in it, and Kiersey Clemens has like the voice of a damn angel.
Oh yeah. No. I enjoyed the music.
I did too.
You didn't enjoy the movie itself?
No. Okay. So for me, like it's a good movie. Like 100% will not say like it was bad or anything. It's not for me. Like it is not my type of film. I would never normally go seek something like this out. I just don't feel connected to it, I guess. And it was funny to me because I was like, am I broken? Because I would read all the reviews and I was like, oh my God, this movie's the best thing ever. And I'm like, I mean, it was nice. And the music was good. I will say that song that they made was a fucking jam. But like, I don't know. I was like, oh, I guess I just was like, yeah, that's fine. It was a cute little film. Like it was a nice. Also, like if you're not in the mood to feel good, then you're like, I don't want to watch a fucking feel good movie. And I've been having a rough couple weeks, so I was like, I'm not in the mood to feel good. But that said, some of the reviews.
Do you really consider this a feel good?
Yeah,
movie?
I was about to say that because he loses his record store.
That's what every review was
it's
like.
It's pretty much a movie about entropy murdering the passage of time.
Yeah, no, every reviewer that I read online, because sometimes you ever like dislike a movie and you're like, I need to read other reviews and be like, am I wrong? Oh, I'm wrong.
I get that, because you in that moment you just feel like I need someone to justify my loathing.
Like my feelings aren't real. The imposter syndrome comes in real hard. And I'm like, your feelings are wrong, Maggie, and we're gonna tell you why your feelings are wrong.
because it's like 94% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like 89 audience.
Yeah, and like I guess it's like one of those things where it's like, if the movie's that well regarded, why am I not jizzing my pants over this?
But on Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score of 65 out of 100.
Oh.
But Metacritic is really hard to get even a good review. A 65 on Metacritic is like a 92.
Don't worry, Metacritic. I'm really hard too.
What does that make a 92 on Metacritic?
Like a million.
But it was funny because the reviews were like, oh my God, such a sweet, heartwarming film. And such a, everything was saying how like, not everything, but a lot of the reviewers were like, oh, and so like unpredictable. And I'm like, really? You didn't like see from the beginning of the movie what was going to happen? Like, I kind of like, I feel like I clocked it 20 minutes in, but like.
That's true. The beats are like pretty well trodden sort of
stuff. Yeah.
So Brett Halley is a director who wants to make like rom-coms for more middle-aged to elderly people, but he's like our age.
He's like already telling kids to get off his lawn.
Right. So his track record his first film that he ever directed was this like rom-com with Sam Elliott and Blythe Danner about two 70-year-olds who fall in love after being like widow and widower. Aww. And then his follow-up movie was called The Hero, where Sam Elliott plays an aging stuntman who now does barbecue commercials. And
I think I heard of that one.
And his best friend is Nick Offerman in that. And from there, he goes, now Nick Offerman. So he works with someone, and then he basically gives the side character their own lead movie. So he worked with Nick Offerman and loved working with him like so much.
Oh, like the casting was fabulous. Like I really enjoyed all of the characters. And funny enough, actually, I feel like my favorite character was I was gonna call it Sam Malone.
Yeah.
Ted Danson.
Yep, TV's Ted Danson. That's my name.
As a bartender. But like, I don't know, I just like
the little dancing man himself.
Well, every time Ted Danson was in the bar, I was waiting for him to be like, Norm, how's life in the fast lane, Mr. Peterson? Can't find the on-ramp. Oh my God. That's like the shit that Norm used to say. They'd be like, Norm.
That's a joke for you Gen Xers out there.
I love when Ted Danson plays a bartender now. Like there is an episode of The Good Place where
Yep.
he shows up as Sam Malone. He is supposed to be Sam Malone. He's wearing like Sam's outfit from the show.
It's so
And
that was cute. They did a good job with that. That show fucking that show that tickles my balls a little bit. So
well, the funny thing is one of my friends, Jonathan Kesselman, um, was doing a TV show with George Wendt, Norm Peterson himself, and they went to a bar and they didn't have to pay for a drink the entire night
yeah,
because
bet.
everyone just kept buying him
Oh.
beers.
George Wendt never has to pay for a drink ever again, I
Right.
assure you.
Lucky son of a bitch. Anyway, but yes, I very much enjoyed I mean, again, the acting was great. Thought it was really good. I guess it's just like, yeah, the content of the film just wasn't hitting me. I mean, again, like it's like you're watching it and you're like, oh yeah, this is nice. This is well acted. The music's good. But I kind of walked away. I'm like, that's a movie I'll probably forget about in a month, which is why I was like, we need to record in a week because I'm gonna forget this movie.
Well, the other really insane thing about the production of this film is Toni Collette was making this at the same exact time she was making Hereditary.
No.
Yeah.
I was wondering that too. I'm like, did she make this before or after Hereditary? Because
At the same time, because there is a scene in this movie. So when they're playing in the record store and she comes in, the face she makes is the whole "I'm your fucking mother." like she
didn't
makes
notice
that
that.
same face. So I was wondering if she was about to like rip into them and then be like, "Oh, wrong movie, wrong movie."
maybe that'd be fucking funny though.
I'm your fucking landlord. I know.
No, Tony, wrong film, sweetheart.
Lilz, what did you think?
I really liked it. I do sort of agree that a lot of the beats were kind of like, predictable in the sort of like, oh, the dad's a former musician. I wonder if he's gonna like try to like cling to success on the reluctance of his daughter who's like being put
Heim.
upon. Is that a Heim thing?
Their dad is the one who made them start the band.
That's right. I did read about that. Wait, it's
Oh,
Heim? I thought it
didn't
was
know that.
Haim.
I thought it was Heim, but Heim.
I didn't know that. So
Heim,
they
call us. Let us know. How do you pronounce your name?
So
and
they-
can we
so
be
they-
best friends?
got the Shags treatment. Heim.
Yeah. Yeah. So this song, Hearts
I
Beat
will-
Loud.
I will like I wasn't done talking.
Oh, sorry.
I wasn't done.
I'm your co-host.
It's my podcast too.
It is your podcast too.
So what were we talking about? No. Hearts Beat Loud. I think ultimately I liked it. I don't think I would want to go back to watching it again because, like, obviously this was a very beautiful film. It I had like all kinds of like connections to it and such, and it made me super depressed, even though everything was technically kind of, wrapped up in a nice, not like happy ending, but now indie Nick Offerman doesn't have a job anymore.
Hmm.
Uh,
No, I thought he became like a bartender.
No, I mean
at...
it didn't work out that way.
yeah.
Oh.
Like it's about, by which I mean it's like it's not a happy ending, but it's a better ending technically. And yet I'm still fucking depressed at the end because that's how I always feel about movies that make me feel really fucking old.
Oh,
Well,
honey,
if you want-
you're not old yet. Trust me.
You're not old. I'm older than you.
I'm older than both of you.
You're 1
So-
year older than me, Scott.
Well, you both have to listen to me. I'm
And
your
you're-
mother. I'm
and-
your goddamn mother.
Anyways, if you think about it, if you want to be even more depressed, do the timeline
I
math.
don't.
When is Sam gonna actually become a doctor?
Oh God.
Sam probably won't be a doctor until like her late 20s.
No, but 2020 she'll probably do her internship in
Movie
residency.
came out in 2018.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Know what? I'm gonna go do music with my dad.
Yeah. Oh God. Ooh.
That would be a funny, like, kind of anti-humor ending to it if she just immediately has to return home from college because of the quarantines, comes home, and Nick Offerman's just like, "Oh great, you're home. Now we can record all the time."
Oh
And
my God.
she's just like,
Right, because wait a minute. So it's 2018, 2020. She would still have to be doing med school. She wouldn't be able to do her residency yet. Oh my
Right.
God. Oh,
Yeah.
that's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, Muffin. Ooh, that's an epilogue I don't want to see.
Yeah.
I will say, actually, one of the things that I can really appreciate about this, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it because they really get fixated on like the Nick Offerman wanting to relive his youth and like the father-daughter dynamic is like it definitely is a story of grief. And like, clearly Nick Offerman's character is still grieving the loss of his wife. They were in a band together, and he probably sees this chance to be doing something with his daughter, which rekindles that thing that he lost when his wife passed away.
Yeah.
Which, am I a douchebag? Because when they're like, "Oh, she got hit by a car," I'm like, "What the fuck is this? City of Angels?"
And I don't want the world to see me.
And I don't want the world
to
see me.
I was like, "Oh,
But
okay."
they live in New York, so
You wouldn't know because there's no people there. Like there's no background character. That was
Because
like
it's
the only
Red
real
Hook.
gripe I had.
yeah.
People lived in Red Hook.
I don't know. Let's check up on Wikipedia real quick. I'm just gonna tap 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 tap. Red Hook is a neighborhood in western Brooklyn, New York City, New York, within the area once known as South Brooklyn. No one lives here. Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Excuse me, I'm wrong. No one lives in Red Hook.
Okay. Anyone else when Blythe Danner shows up and they're like, "Yeah, she's been stealing again." I was like, I can't just let her take the stuff.
So she's old and has Alzheimer's. Why are you getting her arrested? She's clearly an old woman with Alzheimer's. Oh, go ahead.
Did you see what she stole? She stole Ovaltine. No one was buying that Ovaltine.
How dare you? Ovaltine is fucking delicious.
I have 2 things downstairs, but besides me
That's why
and
I
you,
respect you.
but no one else, like no one in Red Hook drinks Ovaltine.
All
Right,
that's
because
fair.
there's no one there.
Right.
Right. The ghosts in Red Hook don't drink Ovaltine. They drink
I'm-
souls.
Yeah, the 1980s beverage soul.
I will say too, that was kind
While
of
they
like
drive
a
around
weird...
in their Kia Souls.
Oh, with the hamsters.
Gerbils.
Oh god, that was
No,
the
I think they were
fucking gerbil
hamsters.
commercial, wasn't
I thought they
it?
were gerbils.
Guinea pigs. Just
That's
cut it.
that's an interesting topic, especially considering who cares.
Wow. Lil, you're
Um,
spicy this episode.
I love it. No, the
That's what working 8 straight hours of retail will do to you.
girl, say less.
Yeah.
No, the subplot with the Alzheimer's mother was kind of random, and I didn't really understand the place it played in the story. I was kind of like, why?
It didn't
Do we
really
need
like
this?
reach like a conclusion necessarily. It didn't really reach like
Well, he had to live with his mom again.
a satisfying like rising action conclusion.
Like, hold up, as someone who has had to take care of an Alzheimer's parent, yeah, sometimes you gotta end up living with your Alzheimer's parent. I don't know if that's the proper term, Alzheimer's, but I'm coining it now.
Trademark.
Trademark.
TM.
Alzheimer's. Yeah.
Yeah. And
That can be the name of your new IPA.
but
Ooh.
what I loved about
Alzheimer's
this movie,
stout.
what I loved about this movie was the love story between Sam and Rose.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
sweet.
that
I really
was
like.
fucking adorable.
Oh, actually, that was the only part really I think that broke my heart was like, because that fucking feeling, right? Where you fall in love with somebody and it's like, ooh, we gotta like, and also like, I will say like Sam was almost unbelievably too mature because I'm like, nah, girl, when I was your age, I was like, no, we can make long distance work. No, you fucking can't. But you think you can, and like you love somebody, and you're like, ooh, but like I don't want this to end, but also I need to go on with my life. And that was fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah. Well, she had to grow up fast. I mean, she was clearly paying all the bills.
Fair enough.
And I will say the moment it's not supposed to be funny, it's supposed to be sweet, but when Rose teaches her how to ride a bike, they got her the wrong size helmet. That you could tell that like production is like, oh shit, this is a child's helmet because it did not fit on her head.
I can wear a child-size helmet.
I did not notice that, but that makes a lot of sense.
She was wearing a child-size helmet, and I wonder if they're like, hey, do you think anyone will notice? Nah.
Scott will after the 5th time. Don't worry.
Oh, I noticed it on the first time.
God damn it.
You think we should go out and get another helmet? Nah.
Nah. Also, I'm pretty sure that was a skateboarder's helmet.
I don't think, is there a difference?
There is.
Oh.
There's more. It's more oblong for a bike helmet, skateboarder's helmet.
I have to imagine that there is some sort of cut buried deep in like a filing cabinet somewhere of this film of just the wrong helmet in different takes. Like there's one where like she's on the bike and she's wearing like one of those old-timey diving helmets.
Or one of those bullet caps when you get shot out of a cannon.
Astronaut helmet.
Just a beanie with a propeller.
Perfect. That's it. That'll protect her brain hole.
Yeah. Was anyone else uncomfortable when Nick Offerman went to write songs and he sat down next to the landmark of where his wife was run over by a car, but he's just sitting on the edge of the road? I'm like, someone's gonna just drive right into you.
I was kind of like, this is a weird flex, bro. But then I had to remember, like, yeah, it's New York City. Like, people be doing strange shit all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't ask. You just let it go.
With no regrets either.
None.
And I love how he's going through his stuff. And can we talk about the name of his album?
I forgot what
I've
it was.
I've already forgotten what it was, but I'm
What was
sure
it?
It's called...
You're teeing it up to be something silly. I just know it.
It's called Can I Be ... Frank Fisher? Can I be Frank?
Oh.
Oh boy.
I mean,
Did they ever like indicate what kind of music he was playing?
Well, in one photo, it looked like it was like he was dressed like Ziggy Stardust.
Because that sounds like straight up like ABC type shit.
Well, I was thinking like
the kind of thing that you would just kind of dance around in a gold lame suit to.
Well, that's when he's dressed as Ziggy Stardust with his wife. But the actual photo of him, well, first off, that was his headshot from when he was starting out as an actor, because I read his book.
Oh, I didn't even know he had a book.
He has 3, but the first one showed his old headshot, and that's it. He kind of looks like Don Henley. It kind of looks like Don Henley's Boys of Summer album cover. So I imagine that it's like really, Michael Bolton-esque, like guitar riffed music. Or he's just doing covers of Daybreak.
Oh, I could see it. Yeah. No, I could totally see the Don Henley comparison. It's the hair.
It's the hair.
It's very coiffed. Coiffed hair.
The image in my head of Nick Offerman just like doing yacht rock in my head just will not leave now.
Well, he's
just Nick Offerman as we know him, like guitar in hand, just going like, roll out, say no about it again.
Meet you all the way, Rosanna.
Meet you all the... Is that yacht rock? Is Toto right? Yeah. Right.
Toto is yacht rock.
Toto is totally yacht rock.
Yeah. He's just doing covers of Christopher Cross. Michael McDonald and Christopher Cross.
When I was
And I've got such a long way to go.
Such a long way to go.
Snaps. When I was very young, side note, I used to think Christopher Cross was just a very formal name for Chris Cross.
It was their father,
Christopher Cross.
Chris Cross Sr.
Christopher
Hi,
Cross.
I'm Christopher Cross, and these are my boys.
Chris
They
and
will
Cross.
make you want to jump.
These are my boys, Daddy Mac Cross and Mac Daddy Cross.
I conceived them between the moon and New York City.
Can they mow your lawn?
We like to go sailing.
Aw.
Sailing takes me away.
And then he asks Michael McDonald, "Hey, would you like to come?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm be there." I'm not saying.
They call Kenny Loggins and he's like, "This is the." But can we talk about jam session when he's actually like playing music and he starts playing Ocean Man by Ween and she's like,
I like that. I just like that. I just like that as like a thing, as someone who has gotten very, very big into Ween.
well, I
I
love
have not weaned yet.
I liked him on his Jeff Tweedy kick. And when Jeff Tweedy actually shows up in the
I
movie.
meant to ask, like, was that Jeff Tweedy like in the movie? Because it doesn't say on the Wikipedia page.
It is Jeff Tweedy because
You-
he is friends with Jeff Tweedy because of Parks and Rec.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. That's really sweet.
Yeah, that was Jeff Tweedy.
God damn it.
'Cause he
Parks and
lives in
Rec is so wholesome.
He lives in Brooklyn, so he's like, Jeff, it's me, Nick Offerman. I just picture him. If this was Saturday night on Nickelodeon, I'd be Snick Offerman.
Get out. We're gonna finish this episode without you. You're not.
If I was
allowed
a candy
anymore.
bar, I'd be Snickers Offerman.
Oh my god. You know
And
what?
because-
I will finish it without either of you.
But because I'm so handsome, I'm Snack Offerman.
All right, that's valid. You're back in.
Lilz, you need to earn your keep.
No.
I'm sorry, all I have is a bit that's going nowhere in my head that I am tentatively calling Indie Nick Offerman.
Oh. I do appreciate like his character, who's just such a fucking like stuck up hipster owning this record
The
store.
Postal Service's eminent album Give Up is arguably more important than the Beatles. Indie Nick Offerman.
I liked when he was talking about Songs So High and Animal Collective.
I have a hard time believing that Tony Collette's character would have actually been an Animal Collective. Is that just me?
I
Not
don't know.
I would believe Tony Collette, but maybe not her character.
It takes the weirdest people.
It does. It does. But I appreciate it. Trying counts.
Also, she was like his only patron.
Mm.
And I love her business plan is like, let's get a barista in here.
Oh
That's
my
not gonna help.
No, it won't. Sure won't.
I have a local library that tried to get more people in by like having them open up a coffee shop. Didn't work out. So if the
Mm.
local library can't do it, I'm sorry, Nick Offerman's record shop can't do it either.
Yeah. I'm just glad that he eventually came around to it. Like, he just sort of saw the writing on the wall that like, oh, my record shop's closing.
Hold
Uh,
on.
My record shop is gonna have to close. Call it fate, like Dr. Dog. Indie Nick Offerman.
Indie Nick Offerman, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna keep doing this.
Yes,
You guys
please.
can't
Well,
stop me.
I
I
also
don't want to stop
I,
you.
I love how like Sam picks up a copy of Rain Dogs and she's like, you cannot sell this for $3.
Well, hold on. So that's my big thing too. I have a very hard time. I know no one lives in Red Hook, but I have a very hard time believing that a record store in Brooklyn closed. No, like, I'm sorry. I lived in
Yeah.
fucking Brooklyn for a while. Like, you
Yeah.
could not. Like, that shit was always like wall the fucking. Also, that store was huge. So, like, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's not one of those little hole in the wall places that you
Right.
just kind of run into walking on the street.
See,
Yeah, now that I think about it, I'm like, that's a big
It's
hole in the narrative.
And it was a very, very well kept record shop too.
Oh my god, everything
Like, have
was
you
so
have
pristine
you
and
been
clean.
in like a really nice, like even the nicest record shop looks like a fucking bomb went off in it.
Yes. You know what he needed? Record store cat.
I could get behind record store cat.
Well, he kept blowing smoke. He would keep blowing smoke in the cat's face.
The cat's fine with it. The cat loves cigarettes. The cat's addicted to
Yeah,
nicotine. It's kind of sad. Don't think
Yeah,
about it a lot.
speaking of cigarettes, like at the beginning, like I legitimately got scared that it was like, oh God, he's gonna be one of those characters when he was just like, oh, you can't smoke. That guy was like, you can't smoke it here, and he was like, I'm gonna be snarky to you. I'm a jerk to retail customers. And he's like, you're a jerk to retail customers, and it's just like, oh God, it's High Fidelity all over again.
So I've never seen High Fidelity, and I don't think I want to. I think I've missed that boat.
You can skip that, I think.
Right? Like I think I'm too old now. Like I think I'm too old and too smart to watch something like High Fidelity, because I feel like I'd be like, oh, is this just a really like whiny white boy whining about life?
Yeah.
I don't need that in my life.
But I still like High Fidelity.
But it's probably depends on like movies like that. I think depend on when you watch them.
I saw it in theaters when I was 14.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't begrudge anybody who has attachments to something that like meant something to them when they were younger. But now that I'm a grown ass adult and I still haven't seen it, I'm like, I don't think I should see it because I think I'm gonna hate it.
I mean, that's completely legitimate.
Fargo, it just seems like it's too cold there.
I like
But
Fargo.
you know what?
Yeah,
People live in Fargo. Nobody lives in Red Hook.
Okay, so
oh my god, more people live in Fargo than Red Hook.
So
Clearly.
It would be more believable if this was like Hoboken, New Jersey, or like because I went with a friend to a wedding in New Jersey, and it was a ghost town. We were there, and like there was nobody there. So like if this took place in New Jersey, absolutely, I would believe it. Totally believe it that like this shop's going out of business.
I'm honestly surprised it's lasted this long.
I mean, sometimes there are record stores near me that I'm like, I need to go because I'm really afraid. What if they? And maybe it's just weird anxiety that I have as a grown ass adult.
And then they've already closed.
That would like break my fucking heart.
I had the
I don't
saddest
think it's even
thought.
necessarily like that you're a grown ass adult. I think it's also just because the state of real estate is a fucking atrocious now.
Dude, it doesn't matter where you live anymore. Like real estate is just disgusting now.
So I had the saddest thought the other day that, and this is gonna make me sound pathetic, but I don't care. But I was thinking about
like the Book of Love by the Magnetic Fields. Indian government.
Yay!
Anyways, I was thinking about how I used to love going to like Blockbuster and video stores, and I never got to say goodbye to Blockbuster. I never realized that my last time renting a video was going to be my last time.
What was the last video you rented?
Charlie Wilson's War.
Rip a fucking roadie, bro.
Oh, I rented 3 movies. So one of them was
Charlie Wilson's War, Charlie Wilson's War, and Charlie Wilson's War.
Charlie Wilson's World War II.
No, it was Charlie Wilson's War,
Electric Boogaloo,
Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, and Grace is Gone.
I don't know what that one is.
Me neither.
John Cusack's wife is killed in the Iraq War, and he has to tell his daughters, so he takes them to Disney World.
I don't think that's for me.
This seems sadistic.
This is a weird flex, bro.
This seems like a sociopathic maneuver.
It wasn't me who rented it. It was the person who I was doing a movie night with. I picked Walk Hard. They picked that, and then their brother picked Charlie Wilson's War. So I picked Walk Hard, which, if you know me, yeah, that makes sense.
That's a fun fucking film.
That is really fun.
And they picked 2 depressing movies. Oh, there was a 4th, and The Golden Compass.
Wow, I'm sorry.
So I picked the good movie, and they all picked crap.
Wait, did you watch all 4 movies the same night?
They did. I watched my movie, and I'm like, I'll watch the first 20 minutes of Charlie Wilson's War, and then I'm going sleepy sleeps.
That's fair.
Yeah. So getting back to Hearts Beat Loud.
How do we keep doing this?
I don't know. But the song,
it
is.
The song Hearts Beat Loud, which is a bop, um,
It is.
was not nominated for an Oscar because we've talked about this on the podcast before. If a song isn't written directly for the movie that features the song, they won't nominate it. And because I'm about to share my screen,
Ooh, I feel like I'm in a Zoom meeting at work. This is great. Oh my God, is the PowerPoint gonna come up? I need the pie chart.
anyways,
Feels like I'm at a Zoom meeting at work, but I'm actually in a Zoom meeting for fun.
so
That's the difference.
so Keegan DeWitt, who wrote all the music for this movie, wrote the song in 2011.
Oh wow.
And it would have been nominated if he had just, saved it because he was friends with Brett Haley. So this is what the original sounds like.
Pretty standard indie rock fare.
Yeah, but when you hear Kiersey Clemens' voice, his voice kind of sounds not great in comparison.
Derivative.
I mean, like, the arrangement is very different too.
Yes. Yeah. They don't have that whole Matt and Kim thing. I'm going to keep going back to Matt and Kim because...
No, you can go back to Matt and Kim however much you want.
I was thinking about Matt and Kim the other day. I'm like, I miss Matt and Kim. They were great.
They were great. I mean,
they faded into the daylight. So
they came to a show in Albany once because I guess they're from Vermont.
Yeah.
And they were basically saying how like one time they were like at their parents and I guess Matt has like a naked picture of Kim as his background and like they came in and saw his
I thought
background.
They were siblings.
No. They're either like just partners or they're married.
Oh, okay. Because for a minute I'm like, this is taking a very unexpected turn.
Yeah, no. I don't know if they're actually married, but I know that they're partners at least, or maybe were. I don't know the entire lore, but yeah. And it was just really funny because they were talking about like, because their parents were there and his parents were there, and he's like, yeah, they saw a picture of Kim naked on my desktop. It was very fun.
Anyway, here's daylight.
Oh, that was they put on an amazing show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this does have some real Matt and Kim vibes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I liked Matt and Kim just fine. Like, not to once again diverge from talking about the actual movie itself, but like I feel like I like Matt and Kim just fine, but I feel like some of those songs got a little like so happy it just got annoying.
I saw them
like I had my iPod on shuffle. I'm old.
No, I'm right there with you.
I still have an iPod, first of all.
Yep.
I had it on shuffle, and I have Cameras by Matt and Kim on there, and it's just so joyous sounding that after a while I had to turn it off because it's just like, stop.
So when I lived in Brooklyn, I saw them play at the Bowery.
Nice.
And they were so fucking good. And when in this movie they're like, we want to play at the Electric Lounge, I was like, yeah, you guys are, well, Sam's good. Frank, you're okay. Like,
I mean, I guess, yeah, that's a really good point, actually, to bring it back to the film, is like Frank's like, he's good. He's serviceable.
He's a dad. He's dad.
He's
rock.
more of a session musician than like an actually like, like focal point. Like, definitely Sam is the fucking focal point.
Right. And, like, Frank would be like Eddie in the Cruisers. Like,
oh,
he'd be playing on the dark side. Or if it was a yacht rock band, on the dock side.
Get out. You're back out.
Snack Offerman.
That was last time. If you make another joke, you're out. You're gonna have to make a new Nick Offerman joke. I'm gonna need another indie Nick Offerman soon. All right.
That moment will come soon enough.
I will wait with bated breath.
If you want a good concept album, there is Hazards of Love by the Decemberists. Indie Nick Offerman. I can do it too.
I mean, it's fine.
No one said you couldn't.
Fine.
Trying counts.
Well, if you want like a real indie Nick Offerman, this is not part of the bit. But
go if you want to do an indie Nick Offerman, go for it. Go for it.
Let's
no,
hear
this
it.
is
Do it all you want, Scott. Be your own pet.
no.
Indie Nick Offerman.
Motherfucker. But his wife, Megan Mullally, did a really good cover of Ruby's Arm.
As I say goodbye to Ruby's arms, you'll find another soldier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I mean, I believe it, but I did not know that.
Yeah, she did. And it's on my playlist at work. I listen to that and this song like a lot.
Oh,
Because the 3 songs in this movie are really good.
they are. I think for me, that was like a big save for this movie. Because I think if there was not the music aspect of it, I would not give a fuck.
Well,
Sorry.
if there wasn't the music,
that would get insufferable very quickly.
yeah. And the reason why I count this as a movie musical is because there are 6 songs.
Oh shit, are there?
Yeah, there is Hearts Beat Loud Twice, which is the regular, and then the ballad, which I call the reprise. And then there is Shut Your Eyes, which is the saddest fucking song in the world. His song
is that the one?
the song he sings to his daughter about her and her mom.
Yeah.
And then there is the collage, Frank's collage of him playing the guitar and making his own
loop pedal song.
His loop pedal one,
the loop pedal.
which would be like the dance number if this was an actual Broadway show.
Oh my god.
It's true.
Scott,
please don't make this into a Broadway show. I could not abide by that.
They did it with Sing Street.
I don't ever want to know anything more about that either.
Yeah, no one Sing Street the musical opened March 13th, 2020.
Woof.
Yeah.
Woof.
And it closed March 14th, 2020.
Oh. But also, like, did you not read the writing on the? I would be like, you know what, guys, maybe we're not gonna open right now. Oh, we're definitely closing. Bye.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong? Oh, that could.
God.
But yeah, I also love the Mitski talk in this movie because I do
Oh
love Mitski.
yes. That was actually that also really like won me over.
We fucking stand Mitski here.
I love Mitski.
I'm on Team Mitski. You know what? If you want me to come on and just talk about Mitski, I can do it. Actually, I can't, but I will. I'll do the fucking research.
But yeah, the music in this movie like really sells the film. I think that if they wanted to make the movie really sell its point, they could have cut Blythe Danner out completely.
Right? That was like, I feel like that's my biggest problem is like the Blythe Danner lover, not trying to like shame nobody. She's great, but like it didn't really serve a real purpose. And I feel like it distracted from the story. But then again, I'm like, maybe they just added it in there to flesh something out. Cause at the same time, it's like, what else could they have focused on more? I don't know.
They could have focused more on the 2 other love stories, him and Tony Collette, and him and his
Salmon
Rose, and then also there is a them reconnecting love story as father and daughter.
No, for sure. Or they could have actually. I would have loved to hear more about the mother.
Yeah,
especially because like Frank and his wife were a fucking band, and like we don't really know much about their band. We don't know much about even Sam's relationship with her mother. We just know like she's almost feels more like a plot device to me than like an actual thing that you should care about.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I would have loved for them to play one of her songs that the mom wrote.
Yes, that would have been great.
That could have been a real like sort of moment of catharsis.
Yeah, Toni Collette's face in this movie, like most of the facial expressions she makes is like she's either really tickled by Nick Offerman or she smelt a fart. Like, those are her two faces.
See,
Like
that is something else they could have fleshed out a little bit more because it kind of felt like it was just so weird. It was like, oh, I'm really into Nick or Frank. I should say Frank.
And then
And then
a
all of a
guy
sudden,
who's half her age shows up.
I have this boyfriend. I've had this boyfriend. How dare you, like, read into this more and be mad that I have a boy. I'm like, this bothers me actually a little bit because it kind of paints her character
coming out of nowhere.
Right. A, it's coming out of nowhere, and B, it kind of paints her character as kind of a douchebag, right?
Because she had just kissed him.
Right. And it's just like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, well, why is she sorry? Like, maybe she just meant like, oh, she felt like awkward. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, if that wasn't what you wanted. And no, it turns out I'm sorry because I have a boyfriend, but you didn't know that. No one knew that till her boyfriend walked in. And you're like, hey, bitch got a boyfriend who's half her age, which good for you. Get it where you want it. But I'm just saying, don't be leading Nick Offerman on. That's not nice.
What if she once again just mixed Hereditary and this, and she's like, I'm sorry, I just threw something into a fire and my husband lit on fire. And my daughter's head got decapitated. Whoops, sorry, wrong movie.
Oh my God. My son needs to be the new, I don't know, like
Pieman.
Yeah.
Clemens just off to the side, just like, I'm right here. I'm here and my head's on my shoulders. I'm fine.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
But can we talk about Kiersey Clemens' voice?
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
shit. Like,
tight butthole. like she brought it back. Like, it's no longer that loose butthole, tight butthole. Like,
hi,
very
Dad.
like talented. Hey, Scott's dad. I was waiting. I was gonna say hi. Has she done? I'm the worst. I didn't bother looking up. Has she done much else musically? Because like
After
honestly,
this, she did the Fox Live Rent. She played Joanna in Rent.
oh, interesting. You know what? Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. But she is incredible. And like, I love Sasha Lane. She's an indie actress, so I'm glad they went with like an indie actress. Unfortunately, Sasha Lane is going to be in the remake of The Crow, and I am very upset about that. I love her. She should not be.
I'm leaving now. We're not talking about it.
Yeah. Well, why don't we get into the tracks?
Yeah, let's talk about music.
Yeah, before we get into the tracks, though, can I just say something that might cause some controversy?
Oh, yes.
The Crow, not that great a movie.
You know what? I'm not going to hold against you. That's fine.
Okay, my take is apparently more lukewarm than I thought.
Well, like,
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to clench my teeth and say, let's talk about the tracks, please.
oh, hold on. I just want to say, like,
I mean,
connect with Lilz here.
Great soundtrack.
Great soundtrack.
Just kind of okay movie.
I watched it when I was a bit younger. I was in high school. Like, that was totally my vibe back then.
I was 8.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Goth 8-year-old Scott beat me to it. Actually, we were probably the same age when we saw it. Or like we probably saw it at the same time though.
I saw it in 94.
Time is a wild. You're only 38?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were like 35. I thought you were both like 34, 35.
No, I'm 38.
Like, you're always going to be the same age that you were when I met you, so hold on to that.
Well, I'm only going to be 20 years old.
I didn't meet you at 20.
No.
Anyway, but the point is, like, the Crow, again, I feel like goes along with maybe like when you viewed it. I do think it's a great movie, but I can also see like where people would watch it and be like, why do you like it so much? It hits me in certain spots, like visually, I think it's really beautiful. I think the tragedy of Brandon Lee also adds to it, maybe.
Yeah.
For me. I don't know. I really liked
I mean, I get that, but like removed of that circumstance, is it still just like, you know, as legendary a movie?
Lilz, there's a Ghostbuster in that movie.
I think it's way better.
There are Ghostbusters in lots of movies.
There's Ghostbusters everywhere. There's one right behind you. Thank you. No, but
oh my God.
I think But I think like it improved greatly on the source material. Like The Crow in general as a story is kind of like your basic bitch, like revenge tale, right? The movie actually added a little heart to it because if you read the graphic novel, it's very like straightforward and also this hilarious fucking like 3-page like performance art dance scene done by the Crow himself, Eric Draven. So here's the thing, like it doesn't need to be remade because I think that version's good the way it is.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why are we bothering? And it's just he's gonna be like isn't he like gonna be like a mumble rapper or something? And it's just
Something
like
like that.
They turned him into a Post Malone.
yeah, and I'm just like
They turned him into a Post Malone.
I didn't even question. I was like, she's right. They turned him into a Post Malone, who doesn't even rap anymore, by the way.
You're right. He's a goddamn Post Malone.
Anyway,
and if
I
he
think-
delivered food, he would be a Postmates Malone.
Right now you're leaving. Anyway, you'll probably cut this from the thing because there's nothing to do with anything. But yeah, I just wanted to like address your thought. Like you're totally valid in being like, I don't think The Crow was that great. Like for me it was, but I get it's not gonna hit everybody the same way it hit me.
I saw.
But if you say shit about Lord of the Rings, I will set everything on fire.
yeah,
I wouldn't dream of it.
don't be a Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bomba, don't. You better don't.
Don't be a Tom Bombadil hole.
Exactly. You're back in, Scott. Anyway, let's get to the tracks.
Track number 1 is the titular "Hearts Beat Loud," sung by Kiersey Clemens.
Speak now, streets are flooded, hearts loud, we feel it in our blood and now our hearts beat loud. I wish I'd said what I meant way back then. I wish I'd said what I meant way back then.
It does slap. I'm not
That
gonna
is a
say it doesn't.
Fucking great song, and I like that version better than the Keegan DeWitt version.
Agreed.
So good.
Like, I've never heard a track that I heard the song before I even knew the movie was coming out.
Oh,
Like YouTube was prepping the soundtrack, but hadn't released the trailer yet for the movie. I'm like, this is amazing. Who is singing this? And then I'm like, wait a minute, that's Diggy from Dope.
what?
Kiersey Clemens was in the movie Dope. She played a character named Diggy, and she sings in that movie too. But she doesn't sing like this. Like, yeah.
She doesn't actually like sing the way she sings because she
Right,
sings
she-
real good.
She's trying to sing like Left Eye Lopez. She's trying to do like a TLC type of
Oh,
thing.
hell yeah.
But
All right.
in this, like, no one knew she could belt.
I don't
Oh.
think I noticed this until just now, listening back to it in headphones in this clip. But I really liked that song initially, and I think I'm realizing more and more why I like it so much because it sounds so much like one of my favorite They Might Be Giants songs. Man, it's so loud in here.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
Oh,
I mean that's probably just coming down entirely to like the fact that it's got like kind of a motoric disco beat and all that sort of stuff and that kind of post-punky sort of vibe to it. But I mean, hey, this shit's great.
yeah. If it ain't broke, make it work again. What?
So
No, I think like in general, like I feel like a lot of the songs do have that post-punk vibe to it, and I'm so fucking here for that.
yeah. It's
Absolutely.
it's just so fucking good.
Have you ever gotten really drunk with your partner and had to have a discussion about the differences between Joy Division and New Order? Because I have.
That
Mm,
sounds amazing.
No, I'd say Joy Division is completely different from New Order because Joy Division is post-punk. They're post-punk, bitch. They're like the originators of post-punk.
No, I haven't had that conversation with Haley.
It's totally
Well-
different. Joy Division was like to the center of the city of the and New Order is more like on the telephone.
No, but
I like your conversation with Suze about post-punk. No, see, you need to get
And Su-
Haley.
and
You
Su-
need to sit
and Suze
Haley
is-
down.
And Zeus is just like, it's 4 a.m. Lilz, please go to bed. I need to work in the morning.
But have you listened to Ceremony? Like, really listened to Ceremony?
no, I explained the Postal Service being Ben Gibbard and Jenny Lewis, and she's like, that's nice, sweetie.
Oh,
Anyways, next track is Everything Must Go Collage by Frank. It's just pretty. It's just a pretty song.
it is pretty. And what is
It
it?
is.
It
I never-
reminds me of something.
I never would have thought to like count that as a song necessarily.
It's
Oh,
what he's doing. Like it is like it's like he's tap dancing is how Brett Halley, the director, explained it.
yeah, it's fucking gorgeous. And like, and all the songs were written by oh my God, I can't remember his name. Who wrote
Keegan
the
DeWitt.
songs? Yeah, so all the songs that was even written by Keegan DeWitt, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, because it's cool because it does feel like he is just like riffing and figuring shit out. Like he does, like for what it's worth, Nick Offerman 100% like plays everything like he's just figuring it out. And he's like, oh, that sounds great. And also now I just remembered what song it kind of reminds me of. I feel like it's the same chords as Two Door Cinema's "We Can Work It Out" song.
Yeah, it
Mm.
also reminded me of
There's
a
name I
lot
haven't heard in a
of
while. Two Door
of-
Cinema Club.
Hello, I used to listen to the Two Door Cinema Club.
I'm about to go even older because it
I
reminded
did
me a
too.
lot of
They
of
were
Paul
a fucking-
Simon.
They were a fucking WFNX staple.
Oh,
It reminded
also,
me
that
of,
would be a slap and mashup. Sorry, go ahead, Scott.
I was gonna say Paul Simon, anything off of Graceland, and also when he did that
Oh,
song
yeah.
Father Daughter
Yeah.
off of
No,
the
I can see that.
Wild Thornberry soundtrack. Now I feel. Anyways,
Did
But
you
yeah.
think I don't know the Thornberries? Because I do. Even though I was probably too old to be watching that shit. It's fine.
but all of that, all of the music in the movie is played live. So Nick Offerman is actually doing that,
Oh,
Nice.
and they're playing it live because
They're going all fucking full Fred on that.
well, Brad,
Full fret.
Frank,
They're going full Frank on that.
one of your favorite movies. How dare you?
What?
I'm sleepy.
But yes, going full Frank. But also, Brett Halley saw Les Mis and was like, "Well, they sang and played live on Les Mis. I want to do it."
Except
We're-
good.
That's kind of what he said.
You know what I'm waiting for.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
waiting
gonna
to
be on.
asked.
You're gonna be on for Les Mis later in the
Oh,
year.
I can't fucking wait. I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Yeah. Yay. Anyways, next track, saddest song of the whole movie, Shut Your Eyes.
Oh.
Shut your eyes, calm your mind, just give it time. It ain't right, there's no use to fight it, just give it time. I don't even know if I had a lot of love, if I know what to do with it now.
This song
It's
makes my eyes rain.
It's funny because like listening to that song, and that's like the only one that doesn't have a video. So you just look at the cover of the album and you're like, they look so happy. You're like, this is very sad though.
As I said before, it makes my eyes rain
Oh.
because he's so like. I think everyone said when they saw Last of Us, they're like, I can't believe that Nick Offerman had that in him, that performance in him. I'm like, if you saw Hearts Beat Loud, you would know.
Word. I mean, I didn't see Hearts Beat Loud at that point, but I think I had heard enough about Nick Offerman at this point to be like, nah, I think Boy's Got Range though. God, him and Last of Us though. Oh, that fucking storyline. You want to
Ugh.
fucking go like let your veins loose after watching a TV show? I would.
It's just so sad and beautiful.
Mm.
And like this song is just really pretty.
So
And the fact,
beautiful, so uplifting. You could say it's a real joy formidable. Indian government.
Yeah! Woo!
yeah, okay.
You
Anyway,
have never sounded more checked out.
anyways,
That's like, please.
next track,
That's great, Liz. That's great.
Blink, A Million Miles.
Oh yeah.
I was brave and I'll remember that. You told me I was brave and I'll remember that. You told me to be brave and I will remember that. You told me to be brave and I will remember that. I will remember.
Did you
So-
play that part because that's like one of the most heartbreaking parts of the movie?
Yeah, I also
Ugh.
that's another it makes my eyes rain, but Sasha Lane's acting in that scene where she's crying but she's smiling at the same time.
Ugh.
It's like, oh god, that's you're an amazing actress.
But no, bringing it back to, the one of the things that I can really relate to from that movie, again, it's like I've been in that situation where like, hey, like we're gonna be so fucking far apart. This relationship ain't gonna work. But like you want to make sure like the other person knows. It's like, oh man, like I want you to know like the effect that you had on me for the rest of my goddamn life. Because you always have those relationships with people where it's, it might have been even for a short time, but you changed me completely.
Yeah.
And that
An
was
indelible
beautiful.
mark has been left.
Yes. And that is probably one of the couple things in that movie that was like, oh god, that does hurt my heart.
Well, are you
Oh,
kind of
okay.
also glad she didn't include the line and you taught me how to ride a bicycle?
I don't know. I'd be okay with that. Like, you taught me to ride a bicycle.
And I will remember it.
On a banana seat with a
Probably.
horn. What if it was like a ridiculous
The
bicycle?
helmet was too small, and I'll definitely remember that.
Even though Alzheimer's runs in my family. Oh, sorry. Did I
Oh,
bring it down?
jeez.
I'm sorry, guys.
All right, let's bring it back up. Next track.
Oh, before we go on to the next track, though,
Okay.
just to like peek behind the curtain a little bit, this time around, Scott is handling the clips and is doing so with video clips. So I don't want to look past the fact that last clip told us to subscribe for more content.
Did it say subscribe?
It said
did.
subscribe.
That was I could only
didn't know
find
this.
that clip. I couldn't most of the clips come from like Fandango movie clips. That was the one I had to like find from like a third party vendor.
Ooh, Scott got a lot of irises for that. We should thank you, Scott,
No, it was
for your
a YouTube,
service.
It was a YouTube
Nope,
clip.
thank you, Scott, for your service. Take the compliment.
Okay. Anyways. So next up is Everything Must Go, which is
By Steely Dan.
great. Now I have to include that here.
Well, we're going out of business. Everything must go.
Everything Must Go, their big finale song.
I can't run away from the life we had. Yeah, I'll carry it on, no matter where I am. But I wanna know, can I let it all go? Let it all go.
What I thought was hysterical is that's the shortest song of the three songs that they perform. It's only like a minute and 50 seconds. And she said that Blink was not ready, and that is a 4.5 minute song.
Oh wow. Actually, I'm gonna say it. Like, I think I like that one even a little bit better than Hearts Beat Loud, though.
It's
I mean,
because of
it's
the
a-
joy on their face.
It's a solid club banger.
It's a fun. You know what? That's who I am. I like happy songs and club bangers. Just give me cameras and everything must go, and that's me, baby.
Well, what's insane is when she's playing What is that piece of equipment called, Lils?
That
The
is a
A boot board.
boot board.
you know what?
With a
It's
boot
a
board?
it's a boot board.
When she's playing the boot board, she takes the microphone and puts it like she's listening, like when you used to call someone on the old telephone on the landline and you would put it on your shoulder like that. She's doing that as she's playing the boot board.
Lil's is
The act-
rolling in her chair right now because we're such plebes.
I'm not. I'm genuinely looking it up because I forgot the name of that.
Oh,
Of what that's called.
I think I knew what it was called.
I
like,
want her to be
once.
like, son of a bitch, it's called a boot board.
My God,
it's a
boot
sampler.
board.
That much I can
A sampler.
say.
Oh,
Like
well, yeah.
most of the things on here call it like a launch pad.
Oh,
I like boot
because they're-
board better.
No, I
Yep.
remember I would hear people using that and I did look it up and Launchpad. Yeah. No,
Launchpad
that's the
McQuack?
baby. Yeah.
From DuckTales?
Yeah.
Kind of coming around on boot board.
I like boot board.
Boot board.
This episode is called Boot Board.
All right.
So, second to last track is actually not sung by them. It is Mitski, and it's Your Best American Girl.
Woo.
Your mother wouldn't approve of how my mother raised me, but I do, I finally do. And you're an old American boy, I guess I couldn't help try to be your best American girl.
There's Mitski killing it once again.
Always.
That's the actual video she was watching.
Yeah. I remember the little, like, was it like World Club or whatever in the corner?
live for the World Cafe.
WXGN.
Whatever.
Yep. And
So I'm not 100% sure if that really counts as like a musical song necessarily. Since that
I'm
already
going
existed.
based
I
on,
was going to say, Scott might have some knowledge to impart on us.
well, for when we did Sing Street, we included the actual songs that they pastiched. And I'm going based on that. But also, this song is important to the actual movie. It's what connected her and Rose, because Rose is talking about how she feels that that is the greatest love song. And there's the scene where she's watching Mitski and she's like, I get it. And it like,
Yeah.
connects them.
Fair enough.
Also, it's Mitski. We're going to include Mitski because it's Mitski.
Scott's
I
like,
love Mit-
fuck you,
Fair
Mitski's
enough.
going in the episode.
I love
think
Mitski.
also- but I think also, too, you can make the argument that this definitely inspires Sam for her songs going forward.
Definitely for Blank.
Blank, yeah, 100%.
I just love that song, and I just cleared the entire playlist. Oh shit. We got one more track. Son of a biscuit.
We don't need to hear that last song.
Yes,
We're
do.
going to all sing it together. All right.
And a 1, 2.
But yeah, the Mitski song is just so good. So when I got the soundtrack, I was listening to it in my car, and I was taking my dad to the movies, and he goes, "Oh, I like this. Who is this?" I'm like, "It's Mitski." And like I turned it
When is your dad going to know who Mitski is? Hi,
Yeah.
Scott's dad. Now you know who Mitski is. But also, like, wait, were you taking your dad to the movies, like, to go with you, or were you just dropping your dad off at the movie?
All right, here's $10. Call me when you're done.
Right? Like, that's what it kind of sounded like.
No, we were going to the Luna to see the remastered version of Yellow Submarine.
Fucking hipsters.
Yeah, so yeah, we did that. But
I mean,
It's
that's a nice
Mitski.
that's a nice fucking time right there.
it was a
Mitski
great
and
time.
Yellow Submarine.
Catch
Yeah.
a Luna Theater movie, get a fucking cookie from Pitzel.
Oh God, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Honestly, can I
Wait,
come?
that wasn't there back then.
I mean, it's there now.
It is now.
Bro, I still want to go. You
can
haven't
go-
changed my
you
mind.
Can go get a cookie now.
All right,
and
let's
go read a book at the bookstore.
Ooh,
Yeah.
bookstore.
That's also a thing you can do.
I forgot the name of the bookstore. I'm such an asshole.
It's a boot board.
You know, when
Yeah.
I used to listen to Two Door Cinema Club, sometimes I'd get a big cookie and read a book.
So we got one more track. It is the reprise or the ballad version of Hearts Beat Loud.
Your heart is what it is. You stood in the hallway staring back. I don't know what it is. I can't make my heart feel like that.
Her voice is incredible. And I love how when they both have to perform, even when she's by herself at UCLA and she's doing that, she has to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah, that was cute.
I mean, that's how she knows it.
Yep. And a 2 and a 3 and a you know what to do. Oh
And
wait,
a
no, I
3
did that
and-
wrong. It's a 1 and
and
a
a
2
3
and a you to do.
And a 3 and a 4 and a give me some more.
That's what I want to see from my live performers. More like I have to do it this way because if I don't do it this way, I'm gonna fuck it up.
Well, I kind of wanted like to see the entire performance and what these like hipster douchebags at UCLA would be like. I wanted like the one person with the dry cough to be like not be into the song.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of like a sweet part at the end too, right? Where it's like she comes in and she's like, look, like I'm a fucking be a doctor, but I still care about music. And I guess that's something I do really appreciate about the movie. It's very realistic in a lot of ways, where it's like, look, bro, like your dreams as a musician didn't work out. Sorry about your wife. You didn't even want the record store anymore anyway. And your daughter's gonna live her life, but you know what? You can still be happy. Like that doesn't have to stop you. And like she still cares about music. So actually, I'm starting to come around on this movie. I'm like, actually, I kind of like it now more.
That's the point of this podcast.
Like,
But yeah,
I didn't dislike it, but it's not a movie I would search out to watch again. But
Right.
like, I'm like, no, I can appreciate. Like, I think it definitely has themes and character development that you can like look at and relate to, which I kind of like. Maybe I'm just older and cynical now, but like, I have a hard time watching like shit like rom-coms where it's like that would never fucking happen. Hallmark, she's in a cult. That man clearly runs a Christmas tree farm cult. Like I can't do that shit anymore. But like, I don't know, like there's a nice realism to this movie where it's like, you know what, like shit changes and you just got to learn to roll with the punches.
Yeah, you don't want the whole hallmark of he makes chairs, but he also fixes babies.
She decided to drop her dreams as a doctor to follow what her dad wants her to do. And you're like, this seems very patriarchal.
She
I
left a
don't like it.
high-paying marketing position out in the big city to move to a town.
And make cinnamon rolls.
However, are they good cinnamon rolls?
No, they're Hallmark cinnamon rolls, so they're probably just, Pillsbury.
Yeah, they're just Cinnabon. Which, like, I'm not shitting on Cinnabon. Like, I'll still eat a Cinnabon roll, but you know what you're getting.
So we did it, gang. That was Hearts Beat Loud. So we have a rating system on this podcast. If it's a good movie musical, it's hell of a musical. If it's a bad movie musical, it's hell is a musical. And if it's meh, it's Purgatory Pizza Razzmatazz Factory. So, Maggie, what do you give this?
Purgatory Pizza Razzmatazz Factory?
You give it a meh?
Did I say that right?
Purgatory Pizza Razzmatazz Factory.
Oh, Purgatory Pizza. I thought you said Purgatory Pizza.
Nope.
No, you know what? You know what? It's Purgatory Pizza. Like, it's good, but like, it's mid. For me, it's mid, but good. Like, you can be mid, but you can like still be like enjoyable mid. Cause like life's full of fucking, it's a spectrum, bitch. And like you can be mid, which is like kind of your day to day, but like this is a pizza mid where you're like, hey, I got some pizza. It's like when you walk
You're
into
just
work
saying
and
that
you're
because
like,
you had
all-
pizza tonight.
It's all reliable.
how dare you, Scott? I did have pizza tonight, but also, who doesn't love walking into work and finding out we're gonna have a pizza party for lunch? Also, so we're gonna have a 2-hour meeting. Here's some PowerPoints. You're like, but I got pizza, so that's pretty cool.
What do
So
you
yeah,
give it, Lilith?
purgatory pizza.
I'm gonna give it a hell. I'm gonna give it a hell of a musical because I really liked it.
What if I was
even though it made me sad and existentially scared.
full of ennui?
Yes, full of the French feelings.
What if I was just like, and to shock everyone, this is Hell is a musical. No,
No.
this is hell of a musical. Like, I love hearing Kiersey Clemens sing. Also, I love hearing Nick Offerman sing when he's singing and Everything Must Go, and he's just like, and a do. I'm a dad playing a guitar. Like the look on his face when
Those were some very weird lyrics.
the pure joy of watching him play the guitar was just great. So
Yeah, they definitely looked like they were having a good time, which is nice. That's
Yeah.
why it's mid
Yeah.
for me. I'm like, you had fun and that's sweet.
You're like the fun mom. You're like, you did a good job. You get
This
a
is-
sticker.
You know what? This movie is going on the fridge where everyone can see it.
I got orange slices and tiny bottles of water.
Yeah. If
Everyone
you're
in
real
the-
good, you can have some pizza rolls.
Oh, I want bagel bites.
It's yeah,
No,
bagel.
You don't want bagel
They're both
bites.
kind of bad, right?
Yeah, they are. They're both terrible.
Welcome to childhood.
So, Max, you want to promote anything? You got anything going on?
I got some cats and some dogs. They're pretty cool.
Beautiful.
Nah.
10 out of 10.
Right? No, the biggest thing, I guess, like not even biggest thing. I'm not doing much in my life anymore now that we're doing a podcast. But Ashley is the manager and I work at a place called Helderberg Meadworks. It is in Troy, New York. If you are perhaps like somewhere in the Northeast and you feel like traveling, maybe you want to just like see what else is in upstate New York. The city's fine, but you know what's more fun? Upstate, because you can find parking. Come to upstate New York, go to Troy, New York, and find Helderberg Meadworks. If it's a Saturday or Sunday, it is pretty likely Ashley and or I will be working. If you really want to make sure we're working, you can always message us. And yeah, and if you want to listen to 200 episodes of two drunk, crass bitches talking about music, it's like Drunk History meets Behind the Music. You can look at our old podcast at Rock Candy Podcast. And yeah, we did some good shit. Sometimes I get sad and I'm like, man, I wanted to cover this artist and I never did. And I really want to. I wish I still had a podcast, but now my interface is broken. It's okay. I'm having an existential crisis. I had 2 beers.
Lily
Thanks.
My band Pink Slip is recording an EP, so that's fun. Otherwise, I'm not doing too much else. Yeah.
Bagel Basket is slowly coming to an end. I announced that, I think, last episode, and I'm going to do a full announcement on the Bagel Basket page. But I am starting a new different podcast, and there will be more news once that gets more solidified. I got this one that you're currently listening to, and I got When Scary Met Stabby, which is going back into the studio to record for the October season. So
Already. Dang.
Damn.
we got to get
jump
ahead
on
of the
that.
curve because
What curve?
we can't do another where it's like, oh shit, it's now September and October and we need to get these out, and then we're just like editing. Like usually it's CB doing all the editing, but no, let's make his life easier.
All right.
Yeah, and Maggie's gonna be on this season.
Dope.
Wait, which one? Oh! Look, you tell me do things, I done running.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll get a working interface by then.
Okay. So remember, you told me to be brave, and I'll remember that.
Japan Groids. Indie Nick Offerman.
Yay!
With Lilz and Scott.